I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about my ex blocked me, is it hopeless? Well, if you hear something is different about my voice today, that's because I'm sick. I've been feeling sick for the past couple days, that's why I didn't put out a video, but I thought I'd try and get one out for you guys today because I know how much you guys look forward to them. So I'm going to have to press forward, and it may be difficult to hear me at times, but I know I got a bunch of emails asking where I was and what's going on, so that's why I haven't done any videos. So today we're going to be looking at when an ex blocks you and if your situation is hopeless. And before I get into that, I do want to say, I know many of you guys have been with my channel for, a couple months. Some of you guys are brand new. Some of you guys have been here, for over a year. And I want to say that, the initial 3 or 4 months after the breakup, you're probably working hardest, and you're probably working the most. Now, what you have to understand is that if you don't continue past that point, you're going to forget everything that you've learned. And I had 2 guys that I did Skype calls with today, and I was really disappointed with both of their situations because they both messed up big time. One of them started dating this new girl, and he went right back to all his old behaviors, completely turned her off. And the other guy had an ex reach out to him, and they actually hung out, and he completely blew it, and he knows it, because he did everything that he wasn't supposed to do. So, I would say that if you're thinking about how long should I stay working on myself, honestly, I say the minimum is 8 months, probably closer to a year, for it to really stay ingrained in you. Otherwise, you go back to your old ways. Because both of these guys, I did coachings with. One of them was in, I think, April, and the other one was in July. And the April guy, we had done like 3 Skypes together. He started dating a new girl for like 5 months. It was a disaster. He was chasing her all the time. He was planning all these things for her, but she wasn't reciprocating. And they hadn't even consummated that relationship after 5 months, okay? And it wasn't due to any kind of religious practices or anything like that. It's just that her interest wasn't high enough because he was making her feel a little bit too smothered all of the time. The other guy, who we had done the coaching with in July or June, he wasn't ready for seeing this girl again, and he went right back to the old ways. He started getting upset about all the new people she was dating, or had dated, or was out with. Completely lost emotional self-control, and then mistake after mistake after that. So, please, guys, commit to yourself, and commit to being a better version of yourself, and you're really going to need close to a year of doing it before you're there. And I can tell you that I was doing this much longer than a year to get where I'm at. So don't think that doing this for just a few months, you're going to change. It's not going to stick. You'll go back to your old ways, and that's the last thing I want to see happen for you. Because I get bummed out when I see guys that both of these guys should have had 2 completely different outcomes are now coming to me. They're bummed out, they're sad, depressed, because they made the same mistakes they had done in previous relationships. So, today we're going to be looking at, and one other thing. I just want to say that the explosion on the channel that I've had recently is unbelievable. And I know there's an incredibly high demand for you guys to talk with me. And that's why I'm considering other avenues other than just email coaching and Skype coaching. Obviously, the next thing on the board is probably going to be Margaret doing Skype coachings. She's going to be very, very limited, guys. So you're going to have to be extremely flexible if you get a spot with her. I'm telling you now, it's going to be very limited. You know, Margaret's, retired for the most part, and I practically had to, plead with her to do this. And she wants to, but she's very limited, okay? So the other avenue that I'm considering, and you can share your comments below, is considering doing some kind of community setting where you guys would sign up to be a part of some kind of community, and then maybe do bi-weekly videos. This is just the early stages of what I'm thinking. Bi-weekly videos, maybe even include Margaret in them, where they would be live, and then you would get to ask us some questions, and maybe like a couple of emails would be answered in that video, because I know there's a high demand for me, and there's only one of me. You got to remember, people around the world are wanting to talk to me every day, and I'm so honored for that. But just know that there's only one of me, and it's limited, okay? So I do my best to get with you guys as quick as possible, and I know what it's like to be in your situation. So Margaret and I are contemplating other avenues so you can have other ways of getting to us, okay? So I got a little bit off track, but there were a couple things that I just wanted to talk about before I got today's video. And, obviously we're going to be talking about when your ex blocks you, is that a hopeless situation? Because it often feels like it is. Now, there are a lot of different reasons why your ex can block you, obviously. Did they get angry about something that happened? Maybe you got into an argument, she decided to block you. Did she start dating somebody new and want to push you out of their life for good? At least at that moment, that's how she was feeling. But every situation as to why you're getting blocked could be a little bit different. Because sometimes somebody will block you, and then after a couple days, they feel bad about it, they unblock you, and they contact you. I see stuff like that. And then sometimes people will block you, and it's because they are done with you. And it depends why, obviously. So we're going to look at this particular situation where this guy got blocked from his ex. They dated for a couple years, so that's a good amount of time. And he is in his mid-30s, and she is in her late 20s. So he told me a little bit about their situation, and he said that his ex lives in America, and he lives in another country. We got together a few years ago in her country and commenced a long-distance relationship. We were fully committed to each other with 1 to 2 hour phone calls every day and flying to see each other every few months. It was an intense, deep love. She wrote a book for me. Wow, she wrote a book for you. What was that book about? How to Get Blocked. Just kidding. Alright, so she wrote a book for you. She must have really had a high interest level to write you a book. Even did paintings for me last Christmas. We met each other's families. We talked about marriage, kids, and a future. They never lived together, and obviously they don't have any kids either. He said that she comes from a very close Latino family. All still live at home together. Mom, dad, sister, sister's kids, husband, and brother. That is not necessarily a good thing. You've got all of these people living together, crammed in together, enmeshed together. That makes me wonder if she's really separated from her family and has an ability to make her own choices. Dad was a player, was in jail during her teens, now he's back home, doesn't work. Nice guy. Mom is stable and very loving. Yeah, she's the caretaker. Her sister is a wild card. 4 kids to different guys, and married to a serial cheater. Eesh, that's not good. Wow. 4 kids to different guys. And the guys that she's with now is a serial cheater. Wow, so that tells you a lot about their family life for her to be attracted to guys like that. He said, "Things started going wrong a year ago. I found pictures of her previous ex on her Facebook account. I became very jealous and proceeded to ask her about her entire sexual history down to details." That's really not any of your business. Granted, some of that is your business because you're choosing to be involved with her, but only what she's willing to share with you. And it shows how insecure you are because you're trying to force her to tell you every detail. This is not good. She told me everything as she wanted to help resolve things. But of course, this led to us having arguments on and off about her exes and some of her sexual choices and experiences from her past. Well, if she's anything like her sister, she's probably been quite promiscuous. Now, I'm not judging. You go live your life. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to be promiscuous, go ahead. But you are putting yourself at risk, so you should be careful. I have been fighting jealousy in this regard for the last year. Yeah, because you're really insecure. And it's like you're comparing yourself to her past. This year, after a bad argument, she decided she needed to see me and flew to my country where she stayed with me for 3 months. Wow. At that point, her interest level was really high. We had good times, but living together, we argued more and more about this only issue. It almost seems like you're sabotaging this relationship. According to you, this is the only issue in the relationship, but you can't let it go? What does it matter who she's been with? What does it matter who you've been with? The past is the past. You guys are together. If she was with 100 guys, or you were with 100 guys, or girls, whatever, what does it matter? It's not going to change anything, and there's nothing you can do about it. She would also hyperreact when I brought anything up from the past. Sure, because every time you brought it up, she knew it was going to be a fight. You didn't make her feel safe. She would go into a room and start screaming and saying she hates herself. Oh, well, nice job. You made her feel horrible about herself and her decisions. So, think about that. You berate her, you belittle her, I'm sure you called her names, made her feel terrible about who she is, and you keep bringing it up over and over and over again. Why? You have no self-control. This is not okay, and already it seems like it's bordering on abuse to me. She returned back to her country in July. After another telephone argument in August, I split up with her. We got back together a week later, but our phone conversations were rarely as warm as they were and have been since that episode. I was still having problems dealing with her past. She suggested I get counseling, but I dismissed her ideas. She warned you. She said you need to get help, and you said, no, I don't need help. You need help. You need help for what you've done. That's probably along the lines that you said. I could already imagine that something like you said just like that, I bet. The pattern continued between telling each other we love each other one day and an argument a day later over the past. You're ridiculous, man. You've destroyed this relationship and you've really hurt this girl. And what did it get you? What did it get you? You forced her to give you every minute detail, and then when she did, you made her feel terrible about it. Her circumstances also changed. She started a new job with a new best girlfriend and moved into a new family home with her mom, dad, and sister and their kids. I was taking her for granted then, and 3 weeks later, she finished with me by text message saying her love had been dying since the breakup in July, and now she has learned to love herself again and won't let anyone make her feel the way I did again. Good for her. I am so proud of this girl for not tolerating your abuse. Because that's what it is. You're making her feel terrible about who she is and what her decisions are. Why? There's no end game to it. What is this, to control her? To manipulate her? To punish her? You're trying to punish her about something that she did before she even met you? I mean, it's not like she cheated on you and did these things. You have no reason to be angry at her. You should be angry at yourself for forcing yourself to treat her like this. I was in shock and went back to my parents' house. You were in shock? Really? You treated her this badly and you're in shock? I'm in shock that you're in shock. Come on, man. This is terrible. Explain to her that I finally realized that past relationships actually don't matter. Now that I'm losing her, I understand. And she said, it's too late. I begged her to get back with me on texts. She ignored me. I sent flowers. She ignored me. My mom and sister left her messages that I was upset. Oh no, you're upset. Oh, that's terrible. You're upset. I don't have any sympathy for you, man, because you treated her really badly, berated her, made her feel terrible, made her cry. I'm sure she felt horrible about herself, and now you're upset? Oh, you see how it feels to be on the other foot? You can't treat people like this. And I don't blame her for blocking you. If you did that to me, I'd block you too. And anybody else watching this video, if anybody treats you like that, you block them too. And if they ask why, you said Coach Craig Kenneth told you to. I contacted her parents asking if I could fly there to meet her and was told not to come. And let me guess, you probably are going to continue to ignore what everybody says? She said that the two biggest problems in our relationship were my obsession about her past and the names that I called her about her sexual history when I got angry. There we have it. What did I say? He was emotionally abusive. He was verbally abusive. Now it's coming up. See? I knew it was coming up. The names that I called her. What names did you call her? I'm sure we could probably guess. I won't get into them. But I'm sure they were verbally abusive and cruel. Cannot treat people like this. And when you do, you deserve to get dumped. Why should she take you back? Because you're upset? No. That's not the way this works. She has blocked me on all her social media and phone apps and also got her family to block me too. I have no idea how to proceed. You don't proceed. Okay? If you care about this woman at all, which I'm not sure that you actually do, because all you've indicated is that you really care about yourself, you cannot contact this woman for any reason. Her friends have blocked you. Her parents have blocked you. She blocked you on apps. Her family. I mean, how far does she have to go to let you know she's not interested? There is no proceeding. You need to respect her decision. You were verbally abusive to her, and there may never be another opportunity for you to get her back. If she does contact you, then you can proceed. That's the only way you can proceed here. Okay? You've tried flowers, you've tried emails, you've tried offering to fly there. She's saying no, and you need to respect that. You have a real problem with people telling you no, and that is not good. People have boundaries, and when they set boundaries, you have to respect them. All I have at the moment for contact is she might read my emails, as I presume they aren't blocked. stop emailing her. I never got a chance to tell her. Should she change her mind in the future, she can contact me. Should I do this via an email? And if so, do it now or wait a while? No, you should not do that. It doesn't matter if you tell her that or not. If she wants to reach out to you, if she starts to miss you and feels bad, she'll reach out to you. Okay. We have all our pictures together on social media, including Facebook featured photos of us together. Should I delete them or keep them up? They are part of my history after all. It's her birthday in a couple of days. Should I email her happy birthday and ask if we can stay friends, as she was my best friend? No, you should absolutely not email her happy birthday or anything else. This girl needs to have some time, have some space to think about everything. She needs to heal, and she needs to figure out what she wants. Does she want to include you in any type of future, or does she want to move on with her life? You're going to have to respect that. It's hard, and it sucks, but you're learning a hard lesson here. And you're going to need to make a lot of changes in yourself if you're going to have any kind of healthy romantic relationship. This was verbally abusive. And when somebody's verbally abusive, I get mad. I don't like it. Okay? That's one of the things that really gets me upset, is when somebody treats each other that poorly. And so, I don't like what you did, and now you have to pay the consequence. It sucks, and it hurts, but you hurt her equally. So, you gotta let her go. You gotta let her come to you if she's ready. She might, but if she does reach out to you, what you need to do is, first of all, you need to watch my video, The Reason Couples Argue, and learn the skill about how to mirror, validate, and empathize, because you're going to need to do that with this girl over and over again. I know why you're angry at me. I totally understand, because I mistreated you and I was verbally abusive. I called you names. I was derogatory. I was insulting. And you know what? If you treated me like that, I wouldn't want to talk to you either. See? Mirror, validate, empathize. You need to let her understand that you understand why she did what she did. That she had a reason to do what she did. And that it was a valid reason for what she did. And you need to let her see that, hey, you know what? If you don't want me back in your life, I completely understand, because I didn't treat you well, and I kept berating you about the past, and when I did that, I really hurt you. So, is it hopeless? Well, at this point, I wouldn't say she's coming around anytime soon. Maybe after some months, she'll reach out to you and see how you're doing, but you're going to really need to focus on yourself here. And there's a lot you need to learn about relationships and how to be a good partner. And I don't know what's going on with you that you're so insecure about her past that you would literally just destroy this relationship. It's very sad. But what's going on with you that you obsessed over that so much? You got to figure that out, and you got to heal from that. I don't know where you went in your thinking that you just couldn't control yourself, but she doesn't feel safe with you. And I wouldn't recommend her ever giving you another chance unless you showed her that you are fully able to be a good, caring partner who is not going to try and control her and berate her for things. You can't be negative towards your partners. If you're negative, you're negating them. It's like you're trying to overpower them, right? One person is trying to overpower the other and negate them to nothingness. And that's what you were doing with your negativity and your insults. She couldn't do anything about her past. I mean, you can't change the past, and yet you were constantly bringing it up. And why? It doesn't make any sense logically why you would do that. But in your situation, you cannot continue to reach out to this girl. She needs to be left alone. If you don't, she'll wind up giving you some kind of restraining order, even though you're in different countries. I don't know what that would be. But, come on, man. This isn't how you treat girls. And it's not how you treat anybody that you supposedly love and care about. So, I may have been tough on you, but it's in your best interest, because if I'm easy on you, you'll just continue to do what you've done and hurt people and hurt yourself and hurt your relationships. So, if you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, AskCraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype coaching. That's it for this video. I'm a sick Coach Craig Kenneth, maybe a little bit grumpy because of that. But that's it for this video, and I will talk with you soon.